Hi, welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be making probably the simplest casserole you've ever made. I know it's the easiest one I've ever made. And anybody can make it, even a little kid can make it. And it's delicious. Every time I make it, take it to a church function or take it to a friend, they ask me for the recipe. And I'm going to give you the recipe too. But first of all, I would like to say to Kendra, I'm sorry for your loss, but remember the good days and the bad ones, but you've got memories, and memories is something no one can take away. So just remember the good days and all the memories you have of your mother. I know this was my mother's favorite recipe, and as I was getting ready to make it, oh, so many memories have gone through my head today. So you have my prayers and thoughts. So let's make this. It's a beef and green bean casserole. Very easy to make, and it is delicious. Once you make it, you will remake it over and over. And it's delicious. I didn't know if I had this ready to spray or not, but I guess I did. And you'll want to spray your pan. It takes a 3-quart casserole bowl. And you can make this the night before and set it in the refrigerator, pop it in the oven the next day when you get home from work. Now, I have been getting my hamburger ready. It takes 1 pound and a half of ground beef. Now, you get that just about done, not quite, because you're going to have it in the oven for about an hour and baking it. So you're not going to want it completely done. So we're going to put that in there. Now, I have been turning my burner off. I've been preheating my oven to 350. And then after you get your ground beef in there, you're going to take a can of green beans, French style green beans, and put them over top of it. I drained them. Just make sure you drain them good. And you're going to put those on. Now, I said, remember memories for everybody, for parents, grandparents, or whoever. And this recipe, oh my goodness, I don't know how many times I made this. You want to salt and pepper each layer. I'm not salting each layer because I don't use a lot of salt. This was my mother's favorite recipe. Oh my goodness. My mother would ask me anytime I was coming to her house to make this for her. And I would always make it, of course. And I would take it to her. What we would do is I take it up there like this. And then after we had lunch, we'd freeze the rest of it in small containers. So that's one nice thing about it. It is freezable. So we would freeze it, and then she would take it out and have it for lunch the next day. I found out from my sister she was eating that for lunch every day until it was gone. And I said, Mom, that's not good for you to have that every day. You need, other things. But I like that. And I'm like, Mother, a lot of things I like, and I don't get that every day. So anyway, you can freeze it. As a matter of fact, we'll probably freeze half of this. Okay, I took a can of cream of mushroom soup, and I'm mixing it in with a cup of milk. I'm going to bring this together real good. But Mother just loved this, and she would eat it every day if you'd let her have it every day. And then the last 2 years of her life, she lived with my husband and I. And trust me, I had to make this, I think, every week. I got tired of making it, so I would make a double batch, so you can double it and then freeze it. And I would do a double batch so that Mother would have it, and then I'd freeze part of it and not let her know it was froze because she'd got it out of the freezer every day. And then I would get it out and let her have it. Ellen was having that for dinner that night. So, but there's a lot of good memories you can have of your parents if you just think back, or your grandparents. Then you pour this over your meat and your potatoes. Real good. I was sitting in the living room and I thought of another memory of my mother. I don't know how good that one was, but we were at Sears one day and it was cold out. It was in the winter. This was when she was living with me. She wanted to get a new pair of boots. I was always teasing Mom. I would tease and cut up with her. And let me get rid of this. And I told her that I'd take her up to the mall and get a new pair of boots. So we did. And she wrote a check for them, which was normal, but Mother didn't write very many checks. And her and Dad both believed in cash. But this day she wrote a check. And my mom's been dead several years now. And the gentleman at the cash register said, "May I see your ID?" No, he said, "May I see your driver's license?" And my mom said, "I don't have any." Mother never drove. So I said, "She got them taken away for DWI, just being a smart aleck." And Mom said, "I never had driver's license, and what's that D whatever?" I said, "DWI." And the gentleman said, "That means you got them taken away for drunk driving." My mother stood about this tall. She come back with her hand like that, and she slapped me across the face. I never remember my mother ever slapping me. Boy, she made up for it. She slapped me across the face so hard, I almost cried. I did, because it was hard. And I said, Mom, I'm teasing. I don't drink. I've never drank. I said, Mom, it's a joke. I never drank. I said, Mother, calm down. I know it. I know you never drank. It was a joke. I learned never to say that about my mom again, because I'll guarantee you I got slapped again. But afterwards, I laughed about it. I mean, there were people standing there in the shoe department looking at us, probably wondering, why is that little old lady slapping that woman? But I'll tell you what, I never told that one again. I said, Mom, show him your ID. I said, you have an ID, just show him that. But there's a lot of memories you can have of your parents, I'll tell you. And that's one I'll never forget. Now, after you get all your stuff in there, which we got in there, then you can do two things. You can put tater tots, which that's what I'm using, because that's what I always put on it, because that's what my mom liked. Mom liked her tater tots. So I'm putting tater tots on it. And I'm putting a few extra. I've got enough on there now. Like so. My husband likes extra. So I'm putting a few extra on. You do it the way your family likes it. So I'm going to throw a few extra on there. But now you can put the tater tots on there, or you can take, I think it's 7 or 8 medium-sized potatoes. You can take those and cut them up and slice them rather fan and put those on there and then set them in the oven like that. And just bake it in the oven for an hour on 300 or keep an eye on it. Your oven may be different from mine. It may not take an hour. But like I said, I like to do the tater tots because that's what Mother always wanted. And but I have used the potatoes. So you can slice the potatoes, slice them about so thick, maybe not quite a quarter of an inch, and then just layer it with the potatoes. And if you do it with the potatoes, I would save a little bit of the milk and soup and pour that over it, just a little. So now I'm going to set this in the oven, and I'm going to leave it in the oven for about 45 minutes, and then I'll check it and see if it's done. But whenever it's done, I'll bring you back. All right, I've got the casserole out of the oven. It smells good. It's mighty hot, but it's going to be tasted. I'm going to take some of this out and put it on my plate here. As you can see, it is bubbling. Some potato tots there. Some green beans. Some of our hamburger. There we go. It's really hot, but it's good. Probably shouldn't do this, but I always do, and I always burn my mouth, don't I? Very good. Very good. Now, like I said, I'm going to probably put half of this in the deep freeze because we won't eat it all right now. So that's one thing you can do with it, freeze part of it and have it next week or the following week or whenever. Take some of it to the kids or to the neighbor. But very simple recipe. Oh my goodness. Probably the easiest one there is. You could probably go in the other room and holler through the kitchen and tell one of the little ones how to make it, and they can make it for you. But I hope you'll try it. I have all the ingredients is posted down below. So try it. Let me know what you think. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And if you have any other recipes, if you've tried it before, let me know. I really appreciate you watching this today, and I appreciate if you try it. And I just thank you bunches for joining me, and we'll have a lot more videos coming to you real soon.